Obi-Wan plays.
That's right. What's up? All right.
Obi-Wan plays.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Okay. Let me get my audio down. What is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? We are live. We have an epic video for you dudes and dudettes. But before we get started, give the video a huge thumbs up. Like. Let's do the top 5 in the chat. We're at 9 likes. Let's get it to 20 likes. Let's double the like count real quick. The first one's in the chat. Romaine, Eva Holders, Kiki, Oli, and Kibo, Matthew, and L. Y'all are so close. Even Playboy Steve, so close. But no cigar. All right. We have some news today. Like I said, the Nintendo Switch 2 floodgates are going to continue to be opened. More and more news is going to be coming out as we get closer and closer to the Switch. So we got a couple of news items specifically related to Nintendo Switch, power of the current system, power of the next gen system. We also, oh my goodness, we have a football game coming to the Switch that looks epic. We're going to talk about that in the stream too. So much dope stuff. Let's get right to it. First, we are going to have to update the news item that I talked about earlier this week, that it came out. Activision CEO talked about the Nintendo Switch closer on par with the PlayStation 4. Well, an Xbox article has come out. I mean, an IGN article has come out that gives more clarification. And this IGN article in a nutshell says Generation 8 power, closer to Generation 8 power than the current gen power, Generation 9 PS5. What does that mean? Yes, we can say PS4, but it does not rule out a PS4 Pro level power or even an Xbox One X power. So we don't know. They just said Generation 8. That's what IGN was highlighting with this article, because the news came out about a day or two ago, that Activision CEO has said the current Nintendo Switch is closer to current gen, the last gen, than current gen. Before we talk about what Nintendo says on power, they're going to talk about, I have another news item on that. First, let's tackle this issue. And I said it before, the games are going to look great still, especially Nintendo first party games. But I was doing some comparison on a handheld that's on par with the PS4, and the closest thing is the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is actually a little bit less powerful than a PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 comes in at 1.8 teraflops. Steam Deck is 1.6 teraflops. The current Switch is just 1 teraflop. So if the new Switch model comes in closer to, let's just say PS4, it is in fact the PS4, that's going to be almost twice as powerful as the current Switch, as I said before, and it would be a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck, and everyone who owns a Steam Deck can attest that the games look good, they run good, that there's great performance on the Steam Deck. So if these this reporting is true, if you're trying to get a sense of what the next Nintendo console, the power level, Steam Deck. Start looking at games running on the Steam Deck. Start looking at third-party games running on the Steam Deck, and you get a good idea of what we can expect from the next Switch console. The Steam Deck don't got Mario, Zelda, Metroid, all those great first-party games, Pokemon, stuff like that. So Nintendo's gonna rake it in regardless of what the power level is gonna be on this system. So if the minimum PS4 a little bit higher, I'll be down for it. Now, Nintendo has come out, started to address concerns of next-gen Switch power and current Switch power. This article is very, very interesting. Nintendo has come out and said the Switch's performance is in fact good enough, but they do admit that developers always want more power. That developers always want more power, and they can't just base their decision based on what third-party developers want, because they always want more power. It makes their development easier. But for Nintendo, they're just trying to sell consoles. So it's a mix. But this is the full article. This is what they say. This is coming from NintendoEverything.com. It says a couple of key people at Nintendo have weighed in on the Switch's technical performance and whether it's adequate for developers in 2023. All right. Switch is over 6 years old at this point, and while many games are still being made, however, they gonna hit me with the article. Ad real quick. All right, here it is. Some have experienced hiccups when it comes to performance, frame rate specifically. That's been the biggest thing with the Switch. Frame rates, especially those third-party games like Pikmin 4. I started the demo, by the way. I will be actually playing the demo probably tomorrow. Gonna be too busy today, but tomorrow when I get on Pikmin 4, the first thing I noticed a little bit that I played, it was 30 frames per second, which for Pikmin is gonna be fine. The game is gonna be dope gameplay, but would we want a 60 frames per second Pikmin game? Of course. So whatever this next Switch is going to be, games like Pikmin 4 will probably be 60 frames instead of 30. But Ko Shiota, Director and Senior Executive Officer of Nintendo, and Shinya Takazaki, Director and Senior Manager Executive Officer, both weighed in during Nintendo's 83rd Annual General Meeting to shareholders. Takashi believes it's not lacking and pointed to how limitations can lead to some interesting content. Shiota also mentioned how Nintendo has used various methods to overcome performance barriers. This could give us a clue on Nintendo's mindset for their next-gen hardware. All right, this is what Takashi says. Not Takashi 69. Shiota, Nintendo's Takahashi. I'm saying his name wrong. Takahashi. As a game software developer, if you ask me whether Nintendo Switch has sufficient performance, I would say it is lacking. However, game developers generally want more and will always want to incorporate a lot of elements that exceed the hardware's limitations. And this is true even for a PS5. For PS5 and Xbox Series X, they were both advertising 4K, 60 frames per second, the norm. How many true 4K games at 60 frames per second do we have on both those systems? Both of those games, if it's going to be native 4K, it's 30 frames per second. Even like Ratchet and Clank, I just think of Ratchet and Clank on the PS5. When you put it at native 4K, it's 30 frames per second. So even current, the PS5, Xbox Series X, if you want to experience the full power of those systems, those games are running at 30 frames per second, which is a bummer. All right. Since the Famicom era, this is what Nintendo continues to say. We have worked on how to fit these elements inside a framework that with certain limitations. And our job is to figure out how to create a fun game within these constraints. I believe that some interesting content are created as a result of accommodating the limitations, and we have actually been able to make it happen. And then Shioto, you gotta wait. Go ask. Let mommy will help you. All right. So this is what the other dude from Nintendo says. He says, "We have been developing Nintendo Switch software for a long time and have used various methods to overcome performance barriers." They know tricks to their system. Even now, the system developers are listening to game developers and continuously implementing initiatives to increase the smoothness and longevity of Nintendo Switch software development. And that's with every hardware. The games at the beginning of the PS4 and the games at the end of the PS4 life cycle look different. At the end of PS4, we're getting games like Last of Us 2, which looks phenomenal. And the same thing with the Switch. As more developers are accustomed to the system, they know how to maximize the hardware. So, in a nutshell, Nintendo's saying when it comes to power, they are not just flat out listening to third-party developers, because they're always going to want more power regardless. What Nintendo's going to do is balance price, power, and work with what they are given to maximize the potential. So, if the next gen Switch is on fact around PS4 level, let's say it's 2 teraflops, a little bit more powerful than a PS4, the games will look good. 1080p, 60 frames per second. Even they might even push it to 1440p, 30 frames per second. Some games. At the end of the day, the Nintendo games, the first party Nintendo games, are going to look good and run good. Bowsette says they got some new Splatoon 3 profile avatars up. Oh, we're going to check that out. It's criminal how I've been neglecting Splatoon 3. I'm right now going through my backlog. If I turn on my Switch right now, I'm going to do it real quick. I'm on the boss battle of Paper Mario Origami King. That's what I'm doing right now. I am going to play that Pikmin 4 demo. Pikmin 4, I'll probably do the Pikmin 4 demo tomorrow. Just haven't had time to get around to it. All right. You got to buy a new TV to support those systems. That's facts. Yeah. You got to buy a new TV. But the Switch is a handheld, so you just play it on the handheld, whatever they give you. But, oh my goodness, the next news item, we have another one. Bro, shout out to the dude who @me me on Twitter. Bro. This is what I wanted on the Switch. Bro. If you are a fan of NFL Blitz, an all-new football game, has Colin Kaepernick and I think other NFL players are in the game. Look, he just grew to a giant and started stomping the enemies. Oh my goodness. The game is called Wild Card Football, and it launches in October this year. It has online ranked modes. Y'all please make sure y'all optimize this game for the Switch. Available October 10th. Bro, you see the trailer, they had like UFOs on the field. This is like Mario Kart football. They have like power-ups, stuff like that. This is what I always wanted. October 10th. I told you, you're messing up the stream, your thing. I've always been Madden player. That's where I got my name from, bro. But I haven't been playing Madden because everything just seems the same. When this game drops, if they do it right, I'll definitely be on it. 7 versus 7, 7v7 arcade football. I think it's made by Saber Interactive. The same people that made the NBA Playgrounds game before 2K bought it out. So if it's the same quality, this could be something special, bro. So keep your eyes peeled. If you're on the Switch and you've been waiting for a solid, fun football game, this is it. And it's a football game featuring a roster of hundreds of pro football superstars. So it's going to have the NFL players, bro. Colin Kaepernick, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, TJ Watt, Joey Bosa. So Aaron Donald, it's going to be a fun game. So this is definitely on my to buy list, day one buy. So let's get it. And Saber Night to win the NBA Playgrounds launch on the Switch. They had the online where you could play against people too. So I think the Switch will have the full version of the game. This is going to be fire. Now, we are in the final day of June. What does that mean? An all new month and new games to play. So there are 3 games coming in July on the Switch. I want you dudes and dudettes to keep your eyes peeled for. Here are the 3 games. Of course, Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 launches July 21st. You can get the demo. It's now available on the eShop, and your save data from the demo transfers over to the real game. So this is going to be a day one buy easily. I wasn't able to play the demo yesterday, busy. I'm going to be super busy today, going to be heading out later on. So I'll be on the demo tomorrow. I'm going to really be playing the demo. So July 21st, Pikmin 4. Another game in July to keep your ears and eyes peeled for. Double Dragon Rise of the Dragons comes out July 27th. So if I'm done with Pikmin 4, definitely will be on this game coming on the Switch. And this next game is actually a Switch exclusive. Disney Illusion Island launches July 28th. This is another game. It's probably going to be a day one buy for me. This game just looks... I'm getting Rayman Legends vibes off of this game. So, dope. The Switch, we on top. Dope games to play. What about the Rogue Ally? It's more powerful than the PS4. Yeah. The Asus Rogue Ally is more powerful. Let me see what you do saying in the comments. Asus Rogue Ally is more powerful than the Steam Deck, but the Steam Deck plays good, run games good, and it looks like the Switch Pro. The Switch Pro is going to be on the same level as the Steam Deck. So if you're trying to gauge how third-party games are going to be running and looking on the Switch, start looking at these Steam Deck. Digital Foundry may be doing Steam Deck analysis of games, but that's what we're going to be getting with the Switch 2. More than likely, that's what it's looking like. What's good? Also, people know that next year AMD will release an APU that is more powerful. But also, this whole super sampling, this DLSS, that could be an ace in the hole for next gen. So my thing too is, in addition to the power, like cool features like SSD. Will the new Switch have a solid state drive where instant loading of games? That'll be so dope for like, well, it's really not necessary for the Switch, because with the Switch you just push power and the thing goes into sleep mode. You push power and you're like right back into where you left off. So, but it'll still be a cool feature to have, especially if you're playing in docked. That Andrew says, if a Switch 2 is a PS4 level, I consider that dead on arrival. You may consider it dead on arrival, but it's going to still sell like gangbusters. It's going to sell like crazy. So that's all the news, bro. I am starving like Marvin. About to go eat some lobster and some crab legs. All right, y'all. What do y'all think about everything we talked about? Oh, wait. Now I'll do my Pikmin battle. I'm going to do the Pikmin off stream. I don't feel like playing. I'm hungry. All right, what do you guys think about everything we talked about? Sound off in the comment section below. I want to know. But before you go, bro, click that subscribe button. Stay up to date. Oh, thanks, man. 10, though. That football game about to be fire, bro. Out.
This channel that I'm about to throw out there for you guys reminds me of me back when I had like 4,000, 5,000 subscribers, man. And he's probably gonna lose shit when I do this, but hey, man, I gotta say, my boy Obi-Wan, man, that nigga is my nigga right there. He reminds me exactly of me when I was doing this smaller level. His channel, when I look at it, it's such a nostalgia trip, and he has a really cool audience too. Man, if you could show this nigga some love too, that'd be awesome. I don't shout people out unless I like them. A lot. I'm picky with that. Anyways, my boy Obi-Wan, your boy Obi-Wan. Hey man, I got you right here, my boy. Get that man a little bit of a look, man. He reminds me of me when I was smaller. You want to take a look in the past, my boy? This is the way you do it.
I got you, Jedi Master. The Jedi Master. I got you, man. You're playing 2 times.
Thank you.
I got
Obi-Wan,
you,
man.
homie.
I'm dedicating a workout set to you, my boy. Let's go, guys.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28. He said hating on the end.